Really quite interesting what's happened in the past week. I have found out that he was involved with not only a prostitute, but that girl who's now 23 or 25 apparently had reviews on a international escort website from 2011. That would have made her between 11 and 13 years old. That's definitely human trafficking. I have alerted the authorities. I've given them all the information I had. If nothing else, than to just save her and the other girls that they may be going down to Brazil to gather and bring back here to the U.S. Apparently, it's a pretty big ring. It's in multiple states. I have a ton of evidence. I initially was just gathering evidence off of my phone and off of his phone, so that when we divorced or separate, I can get child support for my daughter, because he was threatening to not give that to me because he wanted to do 50-50, but he works 55 to 60 hours a week and doesn't get off till 9-10 o'clock at night. Like, how is he going to take care of a 3-year-old? He was going to hire a nanny to do it. Later found out that the courts don't even really allow that, so I probably didn't even need to gather this evidence, but I did, and in doing so came across a bunch of information. He started not coming home. He did that 4 different times. I have been going through a lot of sadness, confusion, some regret. Haven't really known kind of what to think about things. Been in my head a little bit. Probably should have made a video just purely for the fact of what I'm going through, because my channel is kind of turned into a follow me along through my journey with a narcissistic husband that is soon to be my ex-husband, and we are ending things. It was very abrupt and sudden, and I would like to kind of make this a part 2 to a video I had previously made, where I discussed myself just going along to get along, if you will. Basically trying to play his game, in a way love bombing him to an extent. It wasn't really working, so after I did that, I then just kind of ignored him and did my own thing. And by the way, currently I'm at my soon-to-be ex-in-law's house in Cairo, Egypt right now. I'm just throwing that in here because things look a little different, and I'm at their house. My laptop's not working, so I'm making this video. On Father's Day, didn't come home until 7:30 in the morning, like 8 in the morning. I was getting ready to go to my dad's, and he knew that, and I was actually going to take my 3-year-old with me. I was like, wow, what kind of dad doesn't spend his Father's Day with his daughter? But luckily, he showed up in time and took her. Little did I know, what he actually took her to do is that he had stayed with this girl all night, and then which I think he was sneaking, like she was waiting for her boss to fall asleep. I don't know if it's a pimp or a madam, so that he could stay. There's some very odd things going on with that, but I'm trying to keep it down too. I don't want to be too loud because they're in the next room. But he basically came home, told me he was playing golf with a friend of his, and then they were going to go to see dinosaurs at a museum. I thought it was odd because his friend plays golf with him but doesn't have a baby. His wife is pregnant. And then I thought, well, maybe he's just going to spend Father's Day with them because he wants to see what it's like to have a 3-year-old around. Well, I had a weird feeling about it, and my gut instinct was right, because he took my daughter to go meet this prostitute at a museum, paid $600 for her madam or pimp to Uber her there to spend $600 to hang out with him on Father's Day. So when I tell you, sorry, I have sand in my shoes. When I tell you that a narcissist, they're insane. If you've been with them 7-8 years, whatever you think is the worst possible thing that they could do, because apparently that's a felony. So I definitely will be getting custody of my daughter now. But whatever it is that you think they might do, just multiply that by, 5, 10. It's going to be 10 times worse. Like, if you think they can murder somebody, they're going to do it. They don't change. It's sad. I ignored a lot of red flags. Do I regret the past? No. Do I regret my time with him? No, because we've had good times. And I don't regret it because I wouldn't have my daughter. I wouldn't have her. Maybe with someone else, but it wouldn't be her. I think it was meant to be. I chalk this up to the fact that as I get older, especially now, once you get over past 40, you start to view your life in chapters. So I feel like this is just a chapter of my life, and my life happens to go in about 10-year chapters, a decade at a time, chapter-wise. And I do feel like this is just another chapter of my life that I've learned lessons from, but I know I deserve better. And I would like to add this, little precept or insert to say that the video before, I had a few comments on it with people saying, no, don't play their game, don't play along, don't waste your time on them. They were concerned with what I was saying. I was saying to do that if you have to make it through until you're out on the other side, until you've gotten through your child support, if you're needing that, or the divorce, or you've moved out of the house, or you've done whatever it is that you needed to finish. And this is something I needed to do. My daughter needs to see her grandparents. I believe very, very strongly in family, and I'm not going to hurt her or affect her because of what is happening to me with him, because my daughter doesn't know what's going on. I'm not going to affect her life, and people can pass away at any time. My mom died 20 years ago, unexpectedly when I was 22, so I needed to do this, and I need to make the money I'm going to make, move out, get my child support, get everything lined up. So that video was really to tell people, hey, play along, play the game. But I really would like to say, after everything I've seen and been through, just know they don't change. And whatever it is that you think they're capable of, they're probably capable of worse. So with that being said, I haven't made a video in a while. Like I said, I was going through a tremendous amount of emotional and mental, just kind of freaking out this past week when he was purposely not coming home multiple days in a row, which was, no, not good for my daughter, but she's so little right now, she doesn't really know the difference completely. She kind of knows, but she doesn't know. He's like, oh, he's at work. She's not really aware of hours and when things happen. Because he would come home, just not that evening. It would be in the morning. Another thing I want to add is it's very difficult to not get down on yourself and feel negative and like it's your fault and someone else is better than you if they found a new supply. Don't do that. Sometimes you feel like you're on the planet of the apes and you're the only normal one, the human, and then all the apes think that you're crazy because that person has their family, their friends, and then the way they act, it's your fault. That's a mind game. That's reverse psychology to trick you. So if you like this content and you want to subscribe, please do so. Comment below what you think and give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys soon.